on 92Q.
That's right. Today we're doing something very special for the Clique Chat. We're still giving out flowers as we're still celebrating Women's History Month.
Yes, indeed. We got some very special ladies in the building today.
Yes, we have some legends, okay? This morning we have Battalion Chief Johnson in the building and also Captain Yancy sitting in with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How y'all feeling?
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for having us.
No, thank y'all, because as we were talking off air, just talking about y'all legacy and what you women went through as being some of the only black battalion chiefs and, you know, black captains. And so, salute to y'all, black women.
Thank you.
Black queens. So tell me, for those who don't know and don't watch Chicago Fire like me.
Yeah, I don't watch it either. So
What's the title of a battalion chief? What does those duties include?
Well, a battalion chief has multiple duties. We enforce existing policy in the fire department. Some of us on the fire side, we are actually in charge of the fire ground and its activities. On the medical side, we oversee an entire fleet of EMS officers and paramedics, the entire division. So it depends on which side you're on.
So as a battalion chief and as a captain, do you guys go to most of all the fires or most of, you know, everything that happens?
Yes, it just depends on your role or what you're serving in. Like currently I am a captain. I'm serving as the aide to the chief and as the liaison to the deputy mayor of public safety. So I currently respond on calls to any multiple second alarm incidents or anything just like maybe a fatal, unfortunately, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to be here today, because Baltimore City Fire Department always wants to mention prevention, and so that's why we're here.
Because let's talk about that, because there's been a lot of fires and a lot of deaths lately.
Right.
And Captain Yancy, off air, we were saying how you guys have the smoke detectors and stuff. People need to just come get them.
Right. So we go weekly on Saturdays to canvass streets and give out smoke alarms. But we would like people to know that you can call 311 and you can get them for free. Once you call 311, you'll have somebody come out within 2 hours to place a smoke detector in your home. We'll put one on each level that you don't have a working smoke alarm.
And this is free.
Free.
So let me ask you this one. You guys give it the smoke alarms or detectors. What about the carbon monoxide?
Yeah.
Are those?
So those aren't free.
Okay.
But we do suggest people to have them because carbon monoxide is very dangerous. It's colorless, harmless, and tasteless. So some people don't even know that they're exposed to it.
So speaking of alarms, run down a list real quick of things you should have in your house.
You should definitely have a working smoke alarm on each level. You should have an escape plan and a meeting place for your family. Make sure that once you get out, you stay out, because in Baltimore City, we are a very fast department. We will be there to save you in a matter of minutes. So it's no need for you to try to go in to save anyone, to save any pets, because we'll be there right away to get you. And also going back in sometimes is what causes people smoke inhalation, and that's one of the number one causes of death and fires. So we don't want you doing that. We'll come there. That's our job. Let us save. We come to save lives.
Right.
Okay.
So I have a really rough question, because you guys been in the game for a long time, and I'm sure you've seen some terrible stories, right? And that has to deal with your mental. How do you guys deal with that, the after effect?
Well, I can speak for myself in saying that Battalion Chief Jolanda deals with it on a spiritual level. You have to have some kind of spiritual connection with God to deal with the things that you see on a daily basis. Most people, the things you see on a daily basis, most people will never see, thankfully. And so me personally, I have a spiritual connection with God where I understand why this happens and the fact that I didn't have anything to do with it, and you have to keep in prayer. So spiritually, I deal with it that way.
Absolutely. I'm the same way as Jolanda, but we also, everybody has different walks of life, so we make sure that we offer services for our members with BHS, Behavioral Health Services. We have peer support. We have CISM team, critical incident stress teams. So we have a number of things that we do to help our members because they see a lot of things on a daily basis.
Like, I can't imagine, like, we see this on TV or the after effect on the news and everything, but you guys are right there in the midst of it. Yeah. I don't want to. I don't
blame you.
It's scary, right?
Yes.
Most definitely. All right, on the way, we got more with Battalion Chief Johnson and Captain Yancy as we celebrate Women's History Month right here on B Moore's 92Q. more 92Q, home of the AM Clique. Time is now 8:20 in the morning. We're still in here celebrating these black women.
Yes, indeed.
They're doing a very, very big. If you just tuning in, have Battalion Chief Johnson and Captain Yancy in here this morning talking about their jobs and, how they're being legends.
I just want to say thank you for the service that y'all provide.
Thank you.
I mean, your jobs mean a lot.
Yeah. So I got a question. What's the difference from calling 911 versus 311? Like, why should they call which in what case?
So 911 is for emergencies. 311 is for non-emergency cases.
So if I stub my toe, I should not be calling 911.
Actually, no. You should be trying to reach out to your doctor or going to urgent care. Because in Baltimore City, what people don't understand is a very busy city. We're actually number one in EMS calls per capita.
Wow.
So we're one of the busiest fire departments. And we only have 28 medic units. So we're constantly, we're running them in a hole, and we need them for emergent calls and not calls that aren't emergent. So if possible, things that aren't an emergency, call 311. If it's something that you can go to your primary care doctor for, please go there, or prompt care, patient first, any of those type of places.
So why is that sometimes I do call 911, right, and I want the medic to come but the fire truck come? Why is that?
So all of our members in the fire department are trained EMTs. So as I said, sometimes our EMS system is taxed. So by them being so busy that we have to send the engine or the truck first, and they can provide care because everybody's there in EMT until the medic arrives.
So it's like the first level of training?
Yeah, and I also want to add to that, it also depends on the type of call that is dispatched as well. And so if you have a patient with a gunshot wound or trouble breathing or chest pain, that is automatically, regardless, going to get you a fire truck in addition to the medic unit. And sometimes an EMS officer for something very serious, such as if the patient isn't breathing at all. So it's twofold. It's the type of call, and it's whether our resources are already taxed at that point. But as she stated before, every member of our department is at least an EMT.
Okay, and how is it determined on which alarm when it comes to the fires? Like, is it one alarm, two alarm?
Well, it just depends on the magnitude of the situation. Sometimes we call for additional alarms because you may need more resources. And so each alarm sends additional resources.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know I've seen some places where like every fire truck in the surrounding county has been, coming out.
And so we like to thank our partners. We do have mutual aid agreements with some departments and automatic aid as well.
Okay, so earlier you said something, Captain Yancy. When I said a smoke detector, you said no, smoke alarm. What's the difference between a smoke detector and a smoke alarm? So
the difference is smoke detectors are something that's monitored. A smoke alarm isn't monitored. So the ones that we're giving out, they're not monitored devices. Smoke detectors is something that as soon as it goes off, it's automatically going to trigger for someone to call 911. Right. So when a smoke alarm goes off, you have to call 911.
Okay.
Right.
God made it easy.
Yeah. Yeah, real easy.
So by both you being black queens in the department, right? Have you found it being more challenging to rise to these ranks versus others?
Absolutely. Any male-dominated profession, women are going to have a little bit of difficulty. Historically, men do not know how to lead women, and that's just the truth. It is what it is. And so you're definitely going to have a difficulty. Your strength is different and things like that. It's not insurmountable at all. Definitely not.
Right.
But it can be challenging.
So how do y'all navigate through this industry like that?
You use your brain.
Okay. Simple.
And you excel. It's very simple.
Right.
You use your brain.
And know your job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you know your job because they're always looking at what you're doing. So you have to make sure you're proficient and efficient in everything that you do.
Being that you are a captain, you're a battalion chief, do you have to, retest or recertify for these positions?
Absolutely. Like I am on the medical side of the department, and every 2 years I have to maintain my paramedic license. So yes, we are constantly maintaining different licenses.
And although I'm not assigned to the medical side, I came in the same way as Chief Johnson as a FPA, firefighter paramedic apprentice, where we had to get our ALS. So I do still have to go to Con Ed to keep up my certification as well.
To other women that's in the department or want to get in the department, In closing, what's some words you have for them?
Just know that there's nothing that you can't do.
Nothing.
I'm a walking example. I'm not even 5 feet tall, and I'm here.
Yeah.
Right? And I do my job
Yes.
well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, salute.
Salute to these queens right here. Battalion Chief Johnson and Captain Yancy, thank you.
Thank
and
you.
to close it one more time, if they want to get a smoke alarm.
Yes. Please call 311. Know that with the Baltimore City Fire Department, prevention is always our intention. And so if you call 311, we'll come out within 2 hours and install a smoke alarm.
All right, it's B Moore's. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, it's B Moore 92Q.
92Q.com. You're on.